Stay where you are.
Stay where you are.
Hands. Show me
Stay where you
your
are. Show
hands.
your hands. You there?
Jenny?
Yep.
Jenny?
Oh. The time is 12:12. You're under arrest on suspicion of murder against Jonathan McCullough and Elias McCullough.
A quiet suburban street. A modest family home with curtains perpetually drawn. Behind those walls, a daughter living her daily life, shopping, calling relatives, maintaining appearances. But in that same house, hidden in plain sight for 4 long years, lie the bodies of her murdered parents. What if the person you trusted most became your worst nightmare? What if love turned to cold calculation, and family became nothing more than an obstacle to erase? On June 17, 2019, in Great Baddow, Essex, Virginia McCullough crossed a line few could ever imagine. She poisoned her father, murdered her mother, and then lived alongside their corpses as if nothing had happened. For 1,460 days. This is the dark truth. We don't just tell stories, we unravel them. Stay until the end to discover how a daughter's web of lies finally unraveled, and the chilling confession that shocked even the most seasoned detectives. John and Lois McCullough seemed like any other retired couple. John, 70, was a former business studies lecturer at Anglia Ruskin University, a man who loved education, writing, golf, and snooker. His wife, Lois, 71, was kind, caring, and thoughtful. Someone who delighted in her grandchildren and treasured her family above all else. But both were battling their own private struggles. John suffered from hypertension, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and glaucoma. Lois had agoraphobia and obsessive-compulsive tendencies. They were vulnerable, dependent, and in their twilight years, they relied heavily on the person they trusted most, their youngest daughter, Virginia. Virginia McCullough, born October 20th, 1987, was living rent-free at the family home on Pump Hill in Great Baddow. She told her parents she was studying to become an artist, promising them a financially rewarding career that would benefit the whole family. She portrayed herself as a web designer, a creative soul with big dreams. But it was all a lie. Behind the facade of ambition and artistic passion, Virginia was drowning in debt. She had opened credit cards in her parents' names, running up nearly £60,000 in charges. She crafted elaborate stories, telling John and Lois they had been victims of scams, even forging fake letters to make the lies believable. She was exploiting their trust, their goodwill, their love. And as the financial black hole grew deeper, so did her desperation. In the spring of 2019, Virginia McCullough made a decision that would change everything. She began hoarding prescription medication, slowly, methodically, without arousing suspicion. She wasn't planning to ask for help. She was planning something far darker. June 17th, 2019. A day that started like any other in the McCullough household. But by nightfall, nothing would ever be the same. Virginia crushed prescription medication and mixed it into her father's alcoholic drink. John McCullough, a man who had dedicated his life to education and family, drank it unknowingly. The poison took hold. He never woke up.
I slipped those into his drink. There were about 2 or 3 drinks that I brought downstairs. And yeah, they were basically, he didn't drink all of them. He only drank probably about half of 2. But yeah, when I went in the morning, this was before my mother, when I went in the morning, early hours, I got up about half an hour early, about 6 o'clock in the morning, came in and he was gone.
But Virginia wasn't finished. The next morning, June 18th, she went to her mother's room. Lois was sitting in bed, listening to the radio, unaware of her husband's death, unaware that her own daughter was about to become her killer. Virginia entered the room. She brought a hammer down on her mother's head. Lois looked up in shock, confusion, betrayal. Virginia didn't stop. She hit her again, and again. When the hammer wasn't enough, Virginia grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed her mother 8 times, 7 of those wounds piercing her chest, ending her life in a brutal, blood-soaked final act. Lois McCullough died, and her daughter felt nothing. Later that same day, Virginia calmly went to the GP, claiming she had cut her hand while chopping vegetables. The truth, she had injured herself while stabbing her mother. Then she went shopping in Chelmsford town center, buying items to conceal the bodies. The very next day, June 19th, Virginia pretended to be her mother, calling to request a new credit card and PIN. She used that card to buy clothes and jewelry for herself. 2 people were dead, and their killer was already spending their money. She wrapped her father's body in a sleeping bag, then built a homemade mausoleum around him. She covered it with blankets, pictures, and paintings, as if decorating a shrine. As for Lois, Virginia wrapped her mother's body in a sleeping bag and stuffed it into an upstairs wardrobe in Lois's own bedroom.
Possible. Where we found your mum?
Okay, so upstairs there were about 5 wardrobes.
Yep.
It's behind the bed, but back next to the sink.
And then Virginia continued living in that house, day after day, month after month, year after year. For 4 years, Virginia McCullough lied, constantly, convincingly, relentlessly. She told family members her parents were unwell on holiday or away on extended trips. She canceled family gatherings. She sent messages pretending to be her mother. She forged documents, created excuses, and manipulated everyone around her with chilling ease. She even continued collecting their pensions, £149,697 in total from pensions, credit cards, and winter fuel payments. She spent £21,000 on online gambling alone. But lies, no matter how carefully constructed, eventually crumble. In September 2023, the McCullough's GP raised concerns. John hadn't attended his medical appointments in years. He hadn't picked up his prescriptions. Something was wrong. The GP contacted the Essex Council safeguarding team, who alerted the police. Officers visited the Pump Hill home, but Virginia was ready. She told them her parents were traveling and would return in October. But this time, her story didn't hold. On September 15th, 2023, police forced entry into the house.
Sorry. No one in here at the moment. Hold on. The police. Got it.
Stay where you are.
Stay where you are.
Show me
Stay where you are.
your
Show your hands. You there?
Jenny?
Yep.
Jenny? Oh. The time is 12:12. You're under arrest on suspicion of murder against Jonathan McCullough and Lois McCullough.
Yeah,
Okay?
okay.
You don't have to say anything, but in my home defence, you do not
No, I just
mention
take my coffee.
when in question, so much like want anything to do so with the evidence. Okay? Alright, your arrest
I'll
is necessary
cooperate, I'll
for a
cooperate.
prompt and effective.
Is there anything in the pocket we should know about?
Yes, there
Where?
is. Can I take you to it?
No, you can tell me.
Virginia McCullough knew it was over. When officers entered, she didn't resist. She didn't run. Instead, in chilling body cam footage that would later shock the nation, she said calmly, "Cheer up, at least you've caught the bad guy."
I did know that this would kind of come eventually. It's proper that I serve my punishment. So, yeah. Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy.
On July 4th, 2024, Virginia McCullough appeared via video link from HMP Peterborough at Chelmsford Crown Court. She pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder. Judge Christopher Morgan told her there was only one possible sentence: life imprisonment. On October 11th, 2024, she was formally sentenced to life with a minimum term of 36 years. She will not be eligible for parole until she is 72 years old. Today, the house on Pump Hill stands as a grim reminder of unspeakable evil. How does a daughter kill her parents and live with their bodies for 4 years? How does someone lie so convincingly, so relentlessly, that even neighbors, friends, and family believe them? If this case left you shaken, disturbed, or questioning the depths of human darkness, then you're not alone. These stories need to be told. These truths need to be uncovered. Subscribe to The Dark Truth so you never miss another story that exposes the evil hiding in plain sight. Hit that notification bell, leave a comment with your thoughts on this case, and share this video to spread awareness. Thank you for watching. Stay vigilant. Stay safe.